Hey guys, what's going on? Before we start the video, March 6th, 2026 and July 10th, 2026, while it's closed for Hoppers and Moana live action. In today's video, I will be discussing about how biggest fail for Marvel Studios. And yay, we're going to be talking about it. Effective immediately starts right now. First things off, I will start with Broken New World. About Captain America Broken New World. Let's start with on the left. Yeah, and during the season finale of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you became the new ownership of the mantle. Like, what in God's name is wrong with you, Marvel and Disney? You guys can't even do this right now. And in this point, it makes no sense. He has wings. He doesn't fly. Like, what in the God's name is wrong with you guys? In this point, at the point, I've saved up a lot of money, and I watched it on July 19th, 2025, July 19th. I finally watched the movie. And I gave this 0 out of 10. It was the worst modern day Captain America I have ever seen. Never in my years. Sorry to disappoint y'all, but I gave this 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. So it is undoubtedly one of my worst comic book movies I have ever seen since The Joker, Folie à Deux, and Morbius. Jared Leto and Matt Smith. Matt Smith as Milo, and Jared Leto as the Morbius, whatever. So yeah, this movie's the Broken New World is one of my easily is one of my worst movies of comic books of all time. So, sorry to disappoint y'all. If you guys like the movie, that's fine, but not me. I give this 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. And I'm never watching this ever again. And then It was incredibly stupid when Sam Wilson was announced his replacement as the new ownership of the mantle. What in the God's name, in the Deadly Saints, are you guys at Marvel would think it's a good idea to do that? We need to get Chris Evans back, 1000% real. Otherwise, if it doesn't work, we gotta get Jerry Bruckheimer needs to call Johnny Depp and cancel the Pirates movie with Margot Robbie. That shit needs to be canceled. And sorry for swearing, what I just said. But though, we need to get Chris Evans back. And if it doesn't work, we need to get Johnny Depp back as Captain Jack Sparrow, along with Orlando Bloom as Will Turner, as well as that Elizabeth Swann as Keira Knightley. Elizabeth Swann, portrayed by Keira Knightley. She needs to come back too. She'll be back. And if they don't bring back Chris Evans or Johnny Depp, there is no money. They threw their crap away. This is their fault for making Captain Captain America Brave New World. Captain America Brave New World. Let's see here. I have the name. Captain America Broken New World. Broken New World. How about that? And let's go and move on over to Thunderbolts. When I saw the Thunderbolts movie, and it was okay. I gave this 6 out of 10 for Thunderbolts. And at the end of it, there is the new Avengers thing that's coming out at the end of the movie. It will take 14 months before Avengers Doomsday arrives in theaters next year, which I'm gonna be seeing it in theaters. But though, the story was okay, and it's like it's okay. It was okay. I don't like the Taskmaster to be a female. I don't like that. Marvel, you screwed this up. I don't like Taskmaster as a female, which I didn't like it at all. Man, I wish Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes teamed up with their side with John Walker, Ryan Russell. I wish I wanted to see that. The Red Guardian's good, but I want to see a Red Guardian movie. Yelena. I prefer Natasha as the Black Widow. It's like, come on, kids at Marvel, you should know that. They dragging her back and forth, and throwing Florence Pugh under the bus like that. I saw her in Marvel Zombies. Yeah, that show was a letdown. Becoming a letdown to me. Then that is even worse than piece of junk of the Marvels and Broken New World. Overall, I give the Thunderbolts was okay. It was okay, and I give this 6 out of 10. But they've been using Yelena wrong. Derek D.A. Anderson doesn't like it. Mr. H Reviews doesn't like it. We gotta end the swaps and Girl Boss BS3 that I was telling you about. Yeah, it has to end here. They might gonna use her in the Brand New Day, which I don't want that. I'll have to save it for the. You guys need to save Yelena's appearance at Avengers Doomsday. And yet you guys did it anyways. We still don't like this character about Yelena. Marvel, what did we tell you about using Yelena in the random appearances a BS3 about? Huh? Stop doing that. You guys are ridiculous. What in the world, Marvel? Why would you do this? Just why? Yeah, sorry, it's my phone. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Alright. So, how many times do we have to tell you, Marvel? You need to stop doing that. And last but not least, let's go to the Fantastic Four. The first steps. Yeah, it was a letdown. The girl boss and gender swapped Silver Surfer, which I didn't like it at all. The VFX was a letdown to me. Like, come on. Now, Pedro Pascal is okay, but I feel like I wish Richards was casted with somebody else. Like, let's see here. I would say Glenn Powell as Reed Richards. That would have been an awesome pick for doing that. And Sue Storm, which I wanted to see. Originally, before we move on to Sue Storm, originally I was about to say John Krasinski. I thought for sure he would reprise the role as Reed Richards. Man, I wish we should have seen this in theaters. Way better than the character. You should have sticked with the Mandalorian that I was telling you guys about. And next up, we got Sue Storm. The Vanessa Kirby is a brilliant actress, a brilliant choice for Sue Storm. But she needs to do a little bit more. Originally, I mean, I was about to go for Emily Blunt to do that, but no, she doesn't want to do that. So Vanessa Kirby was a brilliant choice for the Sue Storm. And Joseph Quinn as Human Torch. Sorry for that confusion, and stammering about, you guys need to do better, Marvel. What do we tell you? We need to get Bob Iger out of here still. We need to get Kathleen Kennedy out of here too, out of Disney. No matter how many times do I have to tell you this, but it needs to change around Disney. And one big change for Warner Brothers, the David Zaslav needs to go too. I don't like both David Zaslav and Bob Iger. I don't like these guys. They're such fools around the WB and Disney. Now let's talk about Julia Garner's Silver Surfer character. Yeah, it was an epic fail. And let's go back in a little bit. And the thing that would have been, I was originally going to say John Cena, but no. He already has a superhero role for DC Studios called Peacemaker. I watched the latest episode where the Nazi flag shows up on a U.S. flag. It was ridiculous. That was very insane. Okay, back to the topic. The Thing actor for The Thing would have been let's see. I think I would say Woody Harrelson because he would nail it. Let's go to Julia Garner's Silver Surfer. Shallabal. Man, Shallabal should have stayed in the comics. What in God's name is Marvel is doing? I can't believe you guys did something like this. What a massive letdown. Julia Garner's role should have been somebody else. It has nothing to do with Norman Rad. What in the God's name is wrong with you, Disney and Marvel? Why? I can't believe you guys. What is wrong with you? This is why the Fantastic Four First Steps was a massive letdown. So I don't recommend anybody of watching Brave New World and the Fantastic Four First Steps. What in the God's name is wrong with you guys? What in the paint-stiffing clowns over that Marvel think it's a good idea to swap the gender for the Silver Surfer? Yeah, I didn't like it at all. So I give this 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. It was a massive letdown. Sorry. And overall, I think that's it for now. Sorry for yelling. But please don't watch these movies. They're a flop to me. And don't watch the First Steps and the Brave New World. They're both trash. The Thunderbolts was okay. I think it kind of sucks for me. No, not for me. I mean, I think that movie kind of sucks. So I don't recommend y'all of watching Thunderbolts either. And that's all for the video today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to stay tuned next time. There's a lot of what that came from. But remember, before I go, we still need to stand up what's right. We need to make our voices heard until Disney has no choice but to listen to us. We need to give us Chris Evans back as Steve Rogers, or if it doesn't work, otherwise they're gonna have to bring back Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. If none of them doesn't work, there is no money, no Cap, no Rogers. No Cap. Cuss over. Okay, thanks. No Cap, no Steve Rogers, no cash. Guaranteed. Anyways, I gotta eat dinner and then I'll work out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.